Hey there, welcome back to Nancy's Homestyle Kitchen. Tonight I'm going to make a quick chicken Kiev for dinner, and so I thought I would show you how I make it. What we need are 4 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, 2/3 cup of melted butter, 1/4 cup of dry white wine, need a 1/2 cup of dry breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of grated parmesan cheese, a teaspoon of dried basil, a teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're also going to chop up some scallions and some parsley because we need a 1/4 cup of each of those as well. So let's begin cooking. I'm going to put the green onions and parsley over here to the side, and I want to combine all of these dry ingredients first because this is going to be our coating for the chicken. You can use a piece of wax paper and put this on there and do it, and that way you could just crumple it up and throw it away, or you could use a plate like I'm using. The nice thing about this dish is this recipe makes 4 chicken breasts. It is so easy to double or triple depending how many people you're feeding. You can also use chicken breast tenders if you want instead of the chicken breasts. And I like the thin sliced chicken breasts that you could get at Costco. I find that some of the thicker boneless chicken breasts are kind of tough, so the thin ones are definitely the ones that I go for all the time. Okay, we have this combined, so now we need to take each of the chicken breasts and we're going to coat them in this melted butter. So just dip it on both sides. It's a little slippery, so. And then we're going to put it in the breadcrumbs. I have a 9x13 casserole dish over here that I have buttered, and I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. So you just want to get a nice even coat of the breadcrumb and herb mixture on the breasts, and then just put each one into the baking dish. Okay, all of the chicken breasts have been coated. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven, and I'm gonna start checking it in 20 minutes. I want the internal temperature of the chicken to be 160 degrees, and then we will add the sauce on and let it cook for another 5 minutes or so, and that should get it to the 165 degrees. If you don't have a meat thermometer, I highly suggest you get one, especially when you're cooking things like chicken and pork. You really want to make sure the internal temperature is where it needs to be so you keep everyone safe. So I'm going to use that to check the chicken here in about 20 minutes. So while the chicken's baking, I'm going to go ahead and boil some water so I can make some poppy seed noodles to serve with the chicken. And we need to get the sauce ready. So I'm going to use the remaining butter that's in this dish. Now, normally you would not utilize this, but if you cook it, it's going to be fine because we had raw chicken in there. So what we're going to do is put in the white wine, and that's a 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to chop a 1/4 cup of parsley and a 1/4 cup of scallions, and we're going to put that into here. When the temperature of the chicken gets 160 degrees, I will pour this over the chicken, and then it'll cook for 5 minutes and it will be safe to eat. And then we'll get the chicken up to 165 degrees and then we'll eat. As you can see, I'm chopping these up into pretty fine pieces. I don't want really big pieces of onions or parsley in the sauce. I just want it to give that a little additional flavor to the chicken. Okay, that is it. Okay, here is our sauce that we're gonna pour over the chicken in just a little bit. The 20-minute timer just went off, so I'm gonna pull the chicken breast out of the oven, and we're gonna go ahead and put the sauce, parsley, and scallion mixture on top. Let's take some temperatures real quick. This one's registering about 140. This one's 160, so we are good. I'm going to have to keep that chicken breast in longer. We're just layering the parsley and scallions on top. The wine will bake off And that butter is just gonna help make the chicken stay nice and juicy. Okay, sticking it back in the oven until they're all up to temperature. I've had the chicken back in the oven for another 6 minutes, so let's take it out and check the temperatures on all the chicken breasts. It smells wonderful. Could really smell the herbs and the white wine. It is coming up to 160. Let me check. Okay, that one's up to temperature. These were a little thinner. This one over here on the edge is a little thick. So what I'm gonna do, the 3 that are done, I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. And the one that still needs to cook a little bit, I'm gonna stick it back in the oven until it reaches 165 degrees. I'm thinking probably another 5 minutes. And we'll go ahead and taste one of these that are done. Let me see how pretty that looks. There. All right. It's gonna be wicked hot right now. Really buttery. You can taste a smidge of the wine. You definitely get the parmesan and the herb flavor. So anyway, I hope you try this recipe and like it. We're gonna go ahead and get to dinner. I have some noodles boiling. I'm just gonna serve this with some butter poppy seed noodles and some steamed broccoli and have a quick dinner tonight while we get on to other things. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time.